You think we're ready? You think we're on?
59.
Well, it's turned on.
Are you starting us early?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Let's talk about the new cork before everybody logs on.
New cork? No.
The stuff that we can't see because
no.
you won't let us.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah. Are we muted?
There's no new cork.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
There's no new cork.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't show them.
You won't show
You
us.
don't even show us.
Well, because you just asked me a 1058.
That's true. So
I mean,
we have things to do.
ding and dong and dang. I'm gonna be.
And dang.
I want a sign
She's
too.
dang.
Well, maybe we'll make one for you.
Well, it's either that or dung, and I don't really want to be dung.
No,
So.
no, definitely don't want to be dung.
I mean, it's funny, but I don't want to be
Oh,
dung.
Diana heard us. Yay for cork.
See, they always know.
They do. They're like,
They always do.
You know, they're in the background. They're just stalking us.
How do you wear contacts every day of your life, all day long?
She doesn't.
You used to, didn't you?
I wore them for many years since I was 15 years old.
I hate them. They're annoying.
No, mine were not. Are they hard or soft?
They're soft. I have astigmatism though, so my eyeballs are like football shaped. So my contacts right now are fine, and then in 2 seconds they're like, bloop.
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know how you people that wear contacts every day do it. I already want to rip my eyeballs out of my head.
You
Get
know,
the LASIK surgery.
I don't want to. I saw how they do that. They peel your eyeball back like a grape. I don't like that either. All right, well, enough about that, because now I just want to heave. Is anybody watching besides Diana?
yes, there's quite a few.
Why? Why do you come back every week? I don't know. I'm going to assume it's because we're funny. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, so we've got a lot, but also nothing to talk about. So, welcome to Friday. So, I'm going to just say a little something first, because I need to say this for me, and I know that majority of you watching does not apply to you, and the ones that it does apply to probably aren't watching and probably don't care, but I'm going to say it anyway, because this is my video, and I can do whatever I want. So, I've spent this entire week weaning myself off of my anger, and what I mean by that is that on Monday, there was some, what I felt were rude and bullying and kind of hurtful comments that I read on a video, and I was mad. I was like a 12 at that point, fuming. Luckily, we don't do videos on Mondays, otherwise I would have been very upset. And I started to kind of come down off of that, and as the week went on, I realized something, that me being mad at these people is not going to change their attitude. It's not going to change them leaving stuff on our videos. And so I had this long speech prepared. I had it all written out. I had everything I wanted to say in my professional. I'm going to tell you how I feel way. I don't feel like doing it now because honestly, it doesn't matter to me. If you're unhappy with any of our videos, you're welcome to go. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but if it offends you, it's probably because you're part of the problem, not the solution. So just as a creator, we put a lot of free content out there, and you are welcome to scroll on by if you don't like it. We're here for mostly our own entertainment. I mean, we do entertain ourselves. And we're here for all of you guys that are awesome, that have done nothing but support me. And if you don't want to support me, it's okay. Really, I'll be all right. And so will all of the rest of the communities out there that put free content out. So that's all I have to say about that. And yeah, I'm not going to bring the negativity here. So the negativity can exit. What can also stay out of my office is a bird. There was a bird.
Oh my God, it was here for Monday.
It was here.
You jinxed me because I had one in my garage today.
It was here on Monday, and then we
freaked out
we
when I
thought
came
it
in here.
left. We thought it was gone, and this stupid bird came back. I think it's trying to live here. And I say no, thank you, get out.
Is it building a nest?
I don't know. I can't figure it out because this morning, I opened the overhead door and I saw it walking around, and I know it's the same bird. It was walking around in the garage, and I was like, get out. Birds, you're not welcome. Like, you're cute, but like outside.
God.
Stay outside. Stop trying to come in and poop on my cork and build nests in here. This is not a welcoming space for birds.
You would have laughed if you saw me Monday because I came in, the bird dive bombed me almost.
I
and
know.
I ran because I cannot stand birds that are loose.
I just can't stand unwelcome creatures in my office. We had a chipmunk once too, but he was at least cute. But still, birds, exit, go, get out.
Yeah.
And they get very confused in here, and you can't get them out. So that was my week. That's how my week started. Corrections corner. one little itty bitty thing. It's already on the website, but I just wanted to tell you, and I'm sorry guys, I have to break the news to you. I'm not perfect. I know.
But you were.
I know. And I'm sorry,
I'm
but
so
I'm not.
disappointed.
It's actually, it's very minor, but I just want to tell you, because a lot of you are getting your Fiona kits, which were all hand cut by these ladies right here, and shipped to you. Mostly Barb. Well, but I'm giving you both credit, but it's mostly Barb. She does the kits. So if they're wrong, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
If they're wrong and Maureen did it.
In your Fiona pattern, your I, letter I, outside pocket piece, it tells you to cut 2. You don't need 2, you need 1. I don't know why. That one little minor thing I somehow missed because it was reread and proofread and checked and tested and everything so many times. And that little miniature thing got by. But at least you're cutting something extra you don't need instead of being short on something. So I am human. I make mistakes. That's all I have to say. So that's it. Let's see.
You're forgiven.
Thank you. Nothing new came in this week, as far as I know. Well, kind of. We'll get there. Nothing like major. We're still waiting on hardware and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to give you a couple of quick reminders and a couple of fun numbers, and then we're going to talk about Cork for today. So don't forget, as another reminder, May 10th, which is not next week, but the week after, is the cutoff for Cork Club for May. We have 3 brand new prints. They are here in this building. They have not seen them yet because I won't show them. And I can't show you guys because Cork Club members get them first. So I would say probably middle of May. I'm not going to pick a date yet. I'll show them here like the following Friday after they're shipped. But your cutoff date is May 10th. And then we're going to ship everything out for Cork Club so that you guys can get 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 brand new prints. Cork Club XL and regular Cork Club will all get shipped out after May 10th. I'm so excited because I want you guys to see the prints that we all picked out. And we each picked one.
Yep.
And I think that they are very representative of who we are. They are beautiful equally, but they don't really go together, but they kind of do. I don't know. I think you're going to like them. I'm very excited. And they will be available for sale for anyone who's not in Cork Club or anyone who's in Cork Club and wants extra. They will be on the website, but not yet. So May 10th is your cutoff date. If you're deciding if you want to be in Cork Club, that's it. Are you ready for the bag retreat? We have 13 signed up.
All right.
We have 13. I'm so excited.
Great.
Not including us. So that's 16 of us hanging out. So I'm very excited about that.
Awesome.
So that is my birthday weekend. That is June 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Judy Rossett, I know she's probably not watching because I think she usually works on Friday mornings. Judy, it's her birthday that weekend too. So we have a Gemini weekend planned. It will be fun, I promise. I'm already deciding on prizes and giveaways and trying to figure out what I want to put in your goodie bags because I got to get them ready soon. So it's going to be good. If you want to join us, come join us. It's on the website on the virtual classes page.
I have a personal question.
Yeah. Oh.
What's the Band-Aid on your thumb for?
Because
Cindy wants to know.
Can you see my horrible fingernails? I don't have my nails done this week because I didn't have time. And this nail is so short, like so incredibly short that it hurts. So I had to put a Band-Aid on because you ever get where it just snags on everything?
Yeah.
And it keeps snagging on my sweater. So I'm okay. Thank you for asking. My nails will be done next week. Because I'm in charge of my nails, but I haven't had time this week. Let me tell you. I love my husband. Okay, I love my husband very much. I think we all love him in our own ways, but I love him in the marriage kind of way. As an employer, though, this week he has made me very, very tired. I have not left this office before 4:30 every day this week, except yesterday because I had to leave to go to Log Cabin, and I still didn't leave until after 1 o'clock. We are very busy. It's great. It really is. But I haven't had a good chance to do my nails. Like, that's important to me. That's important in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Answering the phones and running.
My mom came down to help me ship orders on Wednesday, and I couldn't even finish a sentence with her because the phone kept ringing. I was like, oh, hold on the phone. It's good to be busy, but his business is killing me. It's making me tired. And I fell asleep at 7:30 the other night, and I didn't even have any, I didn't care. I was like, it's 7:30. I put my mask on, I rolled over, and I was like, bye, I'm done. So I'm tired, and that was the story of my Band-Aid. Listen, if if you're tuning in on a Friday or the following Monday on YouTube, this is what you get, because these are
stuff.
not serious.
This is
Tutorials are
personal.
different. Tutorials are different, but this is what you're getting on Friday. So I
If
don't
Hope
know.
is listening, tell her if there's any mistakes made, we can blame them on her.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But no, you can't, because I ship them and cut everything, and my mom packages them. So they were packaged with Hope's love, but
She may forget something.
That is true.
Because she's a little crazy.
you better watch
man.
out, because she will come after you.
I haven't seen her around here yet.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Hope.
Our group is up to 876 members.
Yes.
There's the love of my
There's the
life now.
boss.
Sunshine.
Come here,
He's on a
sunshine,
mission.
Say hi.
No, he's on a mission, I can tell. Oh, are you saying hi? Oh, boy. No,
I'm going to charge your life.
dad jokes. Tune in for dad jokes anytime.
Boy.
At least he's smiling. He's been kind of crazy. So anyway, and we have, I'm very excited, 4,192 subscribers on YouTube, which makes me
Awesome.
super happy. It makes it, I feel very justified in that studio that's still not
Yes.
built, that I need built soon so I can get over there and make videos. So I'm very excited
You
about
need to hire somebody. You guys don't have time to do it yourself.
No, we're not doing it.
Oh,
We
okay.
did hire somebody. We're
Okay.
waiting for his certificate of insurance for my landlord. So
Gotcha.
that's the only thing holding us up right now, because he's like, I can come right now. And I was like, but you can't. We have to get your paperwork done, because my landlord's very by the book, which is fine. So thanks, Bill. You're not watching. So anyway, we're going to talk about cork. So that's all I really had to say to you guys today, really for like new stuff, because we didn't really get anything new. We did get 5 boxes of cork in this week. We got some small batch, we got the stuff for Cork Club, and we got 3 of the replenishments, and there is a 4th one on the way. So I have replenished everything. And then, of course, this morning, it looks like we ran out of something, because it's how it always works, but that's okay. So just another reminder, if it's on the regular cork page and it says sold out, it's because we will restock it. Some things we don't restock. They get either eliminated completely or they get moved to the pop-up sale page. There is still stuff on the pop-up sale page if you want good quality cork at the cheapest prices you are ever going to get them, because we need to clear room so that we can bring in more stuff. So you guys are funny, and I have to tell you funny comment that you guys left that made us laugh. Yes, do you have a question?
Just that Connie says your cork is so luxurious.
It's I like that word. It's
Isn't that great?
luxurious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Connie. I think it's luxurious too. So you guys are really funny, and I'm not picking on anybody, but you guys made me laugh, and you made Barb laugh yesterday too, because Barb texted me and was like, "Am I missing something?" The picture that I posted, just to let you know about our topic, was of these corks. I promise you these are not new. So for some reason, something in this pile looked new to some of you. And it's not. It is the fuchsia, the lavender, the teal, the emerald, and then the rainbow triangles and the rainbow butterflies. They're not new. Maybe you forgot about them. Maybe they look different. I don't know. There is new cork, but it hasn't been cut yet. And I have a strict policy with myself that I don't list anything on the website until it's actually in my hands, because I have been told that there are 4 new corks, 4 new colors. But if I tell you that and then something happens, I will feel awful. So I
Or
have
they may be in the middle of the roll. if
one
you
of
need
them
it.
is right there. It's the second one in. I can see it.
Oh,
The
okay.
other ones, I don't know where they are, but I have a roll on right now, thanks to Alonzo. Alonzo's our mechanic, and
Mucho
we love him. He told Marlene to call him mucho guapo. And she said, "What does that mean?" And he just sits there and giggles. It means
Yeah.
very handsome. But he also
is, though.
he is very handsome.
And
But he
he's sweet.
also is very funny, because I said, "Would you help me with this 90-pound roll of cork?" And he goes and throws it over his shoulder like it's nothing and puts it on there for me. I was like, all right, well, that's good for me. So yes, so thanks to Alonzo, 1 roll's cut, 1 is on there, and the 3rd one's right there, and the 4th one hasn't shipped yet.
Somebody wants to know if we're getting orange cork again.
Orange cork is in, and I think I updated it. And if I didn't, I will update it. I'm pretty sure I did, but it's on the shelf right now. Yes, orange is back. So okay, where do I want to start? So okay, let's take a look back. Let's go back in time. Last probably May or June, Barb and I, it was even before Marlene had come back, Barb and I did do a video on cork. It was one of our earlier videos. I'm going to guess it was probably around June. It's linked in the videos on YouTube and on Facebook. And we talked about the basics of cork. I'm not going to go over all of that today because we did already do that. But we do have some new people and we do get a lot of the same questions over and over again. So I want to just kind of touch base on cork basics. How do you know what you're getting? How do you know, if you're getting quality cork? How do I look for quality cork if I'm not buying it on your website? So we're going to do a little bit of that, and then we're going to talk about the cork that we have and get a little bit into how to convert fabric yardage to cork. Because there's no set way, but I have a couple of ways that I do it. I talked about it very briefly last week when we were showing off the Fiona pattern, but I thought we would talk about that. So let's just go. I have my pile of junk cork. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's not ours. It is stuff that I ordered on Amazon, mostly because I wanted to see what's out there. Because you guys know, I don't know about you, I'm an Amazon addict. I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, and you can find stuff on there, but is it really good quality? Should I be putting my money into it? And one thing that I will say, and I think this applies to so many things in our lives, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. If the price is so low, chances are you're not getting good quality. Yes, there are exceptions. We have $12.50 pieces of cork on our website right now. It is good quality because we're discontinuing it. But if you're going onto a big box store, or you're going onto a random website that you are not familiar with, and you're just looking at cork fabric, you may not be getting what you think. First, you might be getting cork printed fabric. Remember that came out a while ago? I don't know if it's as popular right at the moment. One of the companies printed a cork look on cotton. Make sure that you're buying cork, not a fabric that looks like cork. That's number one. We call our cork leather to indicate that it is a higher quality. It's not cotton. And sometimes we call it cork fabric. It depends on how you're searching for it. But ours is listed as cork leather because I want you to know that it is a leather substitute. So I bought these on Amazon. I destroyed this one, and I'll show you what I did to it. I have seen these in quilt shops as well. I am not telling you that these are horrible and bad and to go run to your local quilt shop owner and yell at them. There was a lot of miseducation and a big lack of education when cork came out. It was a big thing. It was new. It was trendy. Everybody wanted to get in on it. I did extensive research. I ordered a lot of samples. I tried stuff out. I researched the companies. Unfortunately, sometimes when it comes to quilt shops, and I've said this before, they're just being told by reps, or they're seeing things online, or they're getting requests from customers that are like, hey, there's this new thing called cork. Can you get it? And they're like, sure. They look it up. They order what they can find because they don't know that there's a difference. So don't hate on your local quilt shops if they didn't know. I have seen people bring this to classes back in the day when we used to leave our houses, and it's cork. It is actual cork, but it's really, really thin. It's like paper thin. This is great if you want to play around, if you're testing out a pattern, you're trying out some different things, you want to make a little notebook cover, you want to make something not high mileage. I work in a, I have to stop working here. Heavy, like high traffic kind of thing, like handles and bottoms. This is not something that's going to hold up as long. This is a piece of that same stuff. I got like a variety pack. I got it wet. This is what it did. It's probably not going to pick up on camera, but it's very wrinkly. The backing fabric looks like cheesecloth. Like, it honestly just looks like something I would, I don't even know what you do with cheesecloth, but that's what it looks like. I don't know.
She probably knows.
Marlene would know. I don't cook.
You cook with it. Me neither.
There's always someone in the Food Network doing something with a piece of cheesecloth. That's what it's for. And also, when it got wet,
And make tea to water the plants.
there you go. This was peeling off. So you can see when it was wet, this peeled off. And I ironed this. I ironed this piece. I did not iron this side, but I ironed this side, and it's all wrinkled and it puckered. And it's I don't want to say it's awful. If you have this in your stash, please don't feel upset and be like, oh no, what did I buy? Did I waste my money? You can use this for other things, but this is not going to be for your everyday purse. It's just not going to give you as much life. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody suggests using it for an embellishment.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Use it for an embellishment. Use it, if you want to try out some embroidery, if
Yeah.
you want to make like a little coin purse, if you, a lot of people not a lot of you, I know Katie and some other people test patterns like for designers. You could use this if you just want to test it out because you're not sure how you feel about the pattern. There are uses for it, but this is not going to be something that you're going to make a bag and carry for a year and it's going to look awesome. It's going to wear much quicker. One of the other things to look out for is that this cork rips.
Oh, wow.
It is real cork, but the backing is not great, and the cork itself, like you can see through it. You can see the light through the back. There's holes in it. It's not processed the same, so it's a lower quality cork. It's just like when we go to Joann's versus a quilt shop. There is a difference in fabric. Yes, Joann's has some higher quality fabric, but if you're getting their really low end fabric, it is going to feel different than quilt shop fabric. So same thing with thread, same thing with yarn, same thing with any of our hobby stuff. There's always going to be different qualities, always. Be very cautious if you're in Hobby Lobby or Joann's and buying cork, because a lot of it is this quality, but it's deceiving because it's in a package and you can't tell. So just be careful with that. One of the other things that I got, and this was listed as cork, and man, does it look like cork. Does, right?
It's printed as if it looks like cork.
It's not. It's actually
Paper?
no, it's polyurethane. It's plastic.
Jeez.
But they did a really great job of making it look like cork. It even feels nice. Like it feels kind of soft.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I ordered this and I wasn't home and my husband said, hey, you got a package in of new cork, and he sent me a picture because I was like, this is actually kind of cute. I like it. And then I read the package, and the package said PU on it, as in polyurethane. So not even actual cork. And did you see how easily that ripped? I know I started that one, but
Yeah.
okay, that did not take a lot of effort. Be careful because these corks can rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not ripping much on this way, but it's ripping the other way. We don't want cork to rip because that's not going to hold up very well. So be careful. This one feels nice. This one's not a bad weight. It's lightweight, but just be aware of your desired end result and what you're buying. You have to kind of know those two things. This might work great for you. Maybe you're sewing with your grandkids and they're like, hey, I want to use that stuff you're using. Let them sew on this. And keep the good stash for the good projects and just kind of, weigh that out. But again, just be careful with prices because that can be indicative of what you're getting. And I will tell you, this has nothing to do with cork, but this is one of those moments where I kicked myself because I knew it was a bad idea. Vacuum cleaners. Over the past 3 years, I think I've purchased 4 vacuum cleaners because I was like, I don't want to buy one of those stupid expensive Dysons. And my mom kept saying, buy a Dyson. Buy a Dyson. You have dogs. There's a good vacuum. Buy a Dyson. And I was like, I'm not spending $400 on a vacuum. This one's like $129. After I bought all of those crummy vacuums that are now in the garbage, I spent more than $400. I went to Lowe's. It was on sale for $279, and I own a Dyson now, and I feel better about myself.
There you go.
So there's good and bad to everything, and there's always going to be something that's cheaper, and you think maybe I should get it, and
Harley's
then
got a suggestion for that cheap cork.
tell us. Yes.
Make it parrot. I can't even say it.
Make a parrot?
Pterodactyl.
Where are you looking?
Up here.
A pterodactyl?
He said, I'd like to make a hat, a
Pterodactyl.
bow, a pterodactyl.
So many options.
Options. Where do you come up with this stuff,
I
Charlie?
have no idea. So I have some bags here because we're going to talk a little bit about converting from fabric to cork. But before that, let's talk about our cork. And this is one of those things that I feel very strongly about, and I feel very good about the quality of cork that we sell. I know that I'm not selling you junk. I know that I'm not selling you something that I'm going to regret selling you later. I did a lot of research on this, and I have tested things out, and I have tried things. And some of the ways that I do things, especially when we get into talking about the bag part, are my opinions, but a lot of this is the research that I've done, and I can tell you for sure that I don't send product out and then go, ooh, I hope that stands up. I know that it will. Cork is not indestructible. Please know that. I have had people over the past years, and I think we've had cork, I want to say 5-ish years, somewhere in there. I can't even remember. I've had people say to me, well, look, it wore in the corners. It's going to. It's not indestructible. It is not titanium. It is a natural product. It's going to wear. What I am trying to tell you is that it's going to wear less quickly than cotton. If I make cotton handles and I make cork handles, my cork handles are going to hold up way longer. It adds structure to the bag. It gives it a nice body. This is one of those little, this is one of my free patterns, the little unlined boxy pouch. There is no interfacing, no fabric, nothing. It stands up on its own. Yes, it's soft, but it stands up and holds its own. If this was a single piece of fabric, it would not look like that. The cork, it would just be flat.
Yeah.
The weight of the zipper would pull it down. So I know that the cork we sell is going to give you a longer life. It's going to wear more like a thinner leather and a high quality vinyl, but it's not indestructible. Cork in general is water resistant. It is not waterproof. And understand that once you put a hole in something, nothing is waterproof. It is water resistant. So if you set your bag down on the floor and something gets on it, not a big deal. I had a mishap on an airplane years ago. Luckily, it was a tote bag that was a free. It was like one of those giveaway tote bags from one of the shows. Somebody spilled something under the seat, didn't tell anybody. I put my bag under the seat, and when I pulled it out, the entire bottom was soaked. Ugh. Everything inside was soaked. If that bag was made out of cork, I would have wiped it off, nothing would have been ruined, and I would have gone on with my day. And instead, I ruined the bag and everything in it. So, you know, things happen. Cork is a natural product, especially when we used to travel and people would see it for the first time in the beginning. They would ask what it was. Is it vinyl? Is it real cork? Like, is it really cork? Yes. And I think a lot of that confusion comes from the fact that it is so soft. And when we think of cork, we think of wine corks, we think of cork boards. They're crumbly and they're hard. This is cork, same substrate, but made into a different purpose. It's made into a fabric. So it's supposed to be soft and supple, but still strong. So it is actually made from a cork oak tree. That is very hard to say. It is the bark. It is fully sustainable. There were rumors for a long time that the cork trees were dying and that this was a horrible thing to do and we shouldn't be selling this product. It is eco-friendly and fully sustainable. And a lot of that rumor came from the fact that wine corks are now plastic. They're those fake corks. Because they're cheaper. And that's the only reason. A lot of the wine companies still use real cork, but it's because they're cheaper. So people saw that and thought, oh, the cork trees are extinct. Yes, Marlene has her hand up.
Don't the cork trees regenerate themselves?
They do, yep. So they say that it takes approximately 9 years for them to completely regenerate and make the bark again. But they have farms of cork trees. They harvest it. They make it into these wonderful products. In Portugal, they sell a lot of already made products as well. I think I said this a week or so ago. If you go to Portugal and try to buy this, you're not going to find this. They sell us. They import us, the fabrics. They sell you the finished goods. You can find bags everywhere. You can find belts, hats, shoes, bathing suits. I still am very perplexed by that. But there are a lot of things that you can find already made. And actually, a friend of mine is Portuguese and was visiting family and sent me a picture in a shop of these amazing bags. They were all so cool. All cork and pockets and all these, you know, fun things. Did we?
Well, on my computer, it says it ended.
We didn't end.
But
Hold on.
It's on the left.
It's on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, hold on, guys. We're just making sure that it's the computer that's being funny.
Okay, I got it back.
Okay, never mind.
It never went away on the iPad. It was like all of a sudden.
My computer just decided it was done for the day. My computer's worked a lot this week. So, so it for sure is actual cork. It is fully sustainable. It's very big in the vegan community because it's not made from animals. So we've done really well with the cork and we've really grown over the years. And I was counting. Barb came in earlier and didn't know what I was doing. I was counting on the website. I'm going to let you guys guess. Not small batch, but colors and metallics and prints. How many do you think we have? Let's see how close they are. What's your guess, Barb?
Not with the small
Not
ones.
the small batch.
85.
76.
106.
What? Oh my God.
We have 29 prints that we carry on a regular basis. That does not include, we have 16 of the small batch, so not those. We have 57.
God, we added since the last time we counted them.
And that's the solids and the metallics. And then we have 4 brand new colors that I have to get cut.
Wow.
106.
No wonder why we go crazy.
I know. And this is why it still boggles my mind that as soon as we sell out of something, I'm like, it's okay. We have like 105 others.
But they want that one.
You guys want that one.
Somebody guessed 57.
Oh, no. So many more. So,
I was in the 80s. But
I mean, I'm saying. So, yes, we have a ton. And like I said yesterday, those were all ones that we have. I'm not going to go through all of them because that would take us a long time. But I just grabbed like a bunch of these just to show you. These are prints. I mean, just look at them. Just look at all of these prints. Flowers, metallics, butterflies. There's this one we designed. I love this one. There's
I love the way
your
you say
favorite.
we designed.
Okay, I designed it.
Shayna. Yeah, Jess designed them.
I did there. Because it feels weird when I say I did it. And I did do it.
Well,
and
take credit for it.
I did, but it always I don't know, I feel like bragging. Like, I designed that.
You're
I
not
know,
bragging.
but I'm not.
It's truth. That's all it is.
It's truth. I'm spreading the truth. But it still always sounds weird. And we're
your-
sitting here
we're your
together.
support.
You are, I know. You're my support group.
There you go.
You're part of my 12-step program.
There you go.
So, yes. So we have a lot of prints. We have a lot of colors. The colors I have less control over because getting a custom color, I have to order an exorbitant amount of cork to get that custom color. And there's so many that I would love to have if I didn't have to order that much of it. Colors are more limiting. I just wait for them to do the work on that part. But really, I have 2 manufacturers that I could have print anything. As long as I can design it, they can print it, which is a really, really cool thing. So some of these are exclusive to us. Some of them you'll see elsewhere. Other companies have their own exclusive prints. But we're just always getting more and more and more. And every time I order something, one of them will send me an email and say, hey, guess what? And I'm like, oh, no. But yes, so
You have been told to be proud, take ownership.
Thank you.
Take credit where credit is due.
I'm owning it, damn it. So, okay. I know.
We have nothing to do with it.
They say that, but that's also not true. Let me just tell you something, okay? Just in case you guys are still unfamiliar with this dynamic here, let me just interject here. We'll stop on cork for just a minute. Yes, I am the designer. I am the one that designs the patterns. I am the one that sources everything. I do take your suggestions and their suggestions if there's like, hey, have you ever thought about carrying this? When it comes to cork, we do have some conversations sometimes where I'm like, hey, what do you guys think? Should we discontinue this print? Should we get this one in? Ultimately, yes, I make the decisions, and I am the one that puts myself out there and does all that stuff. Traveling, I was the one that packed the van and did all that stuff. However, your orders would never get to you if it wasn't for them. I don't ship the orders. I ship them once a week if I'm lucky, because I'm doing a million other things. They're the ones that ship your orders. They're the ones that keep me in line and say, we're running out of this. We need to order this. They make me notes. They text me. They tell me all the things that I need to know because I don't have a brain half the time. So yes, I might be, I guess I'm not the brains then behind the operation. Am I the looks? I don't know. I'm the designer, but they're the ones that let me know when things need to happen. So they're a very integral part of so many creations. So I do say we a lot, even though most of the time, yes, it's me, but it just we sounds nicer. And that's all. End of that. So don't you ever say anything negative about them because you will hurt my feelings, because that is like saying something mean about my dogs who are like my children. My dogs are my children. You guys are my family. It's very important. You guys are family
this is
too.
a nice saying.
So.
Teamwork makes your dream work.
Exactly. And listen, I don't want a real job. The bottom line is I don't want to go and have an office job where I have to work Monday through Friday for someone that tells me what to do. Blech. I want to sit here and do this. So I get to do that because of them. It hurt my feelings. I cried. They can attest to this. I cried when COVID started last year and I had to tell them they couldn't come to work. I cried in my office because I felt super bad and I felt so sad and lonely and I didn't know what to do with myself and I cried. So I am sensitive sometimes.
But now we're called the Dream Team.
But now you're the dream team. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, Now we're talking about cork. So let me actually, can I have one of the like one of the small batch prints? Yeah, like that one's fine. The birds, yeah. Okay, so again, I think most of you are familiar with how our website works, but just to kind of talk about the two different corks that we carry. We have our replenishment cork, our stuff that we're going to carry until it doesn't work for us anymore or until the company discontinues it. And then we started a few months ago doing the small batch cork. And all that means is that we're kind of testing things out. We want to bring you more of a variety. We are able to order smaller amounts from a different company. I work with 2 companies, more with one than the other, because I've worked with them longer. But we work with both of these companies, and the second company that kind of found me enables me to, like, it lets me give you guys more of an option. It lets me say, hey, what do we think? Do we like this print? And if you guys are like, meh, I don't like it, I don't have to invest a lot. I can move on with my life. One thing to note, it's a very minor difference between the 2 companies, is that sometimes on the small batch cork, their backings can feel a little bit different. For instance, I have the houndstooth, and then I have the birch trees. And even between these 2 corks, you can see they're a little bit different in color. That does not matter. But they feel a little bit different. This one feels a little stiffer than this one. It's still a fabric backing, and I still know that this is the same high quality. A lot of times just because it's what I do. And so it's one of those, like, you hear people say when they're baking, it's a feeling that it's ready. I got to take the cookies out. There's a feel to this. I can feel the quality of it. I ordered it before I placed a big order because I wasn't going to invest money and then have it be crummy cork. Just because the backing feels a little bit different, I know that it's still a really good quality, and so I'm happy to sell that. And some of these have moved over into the regular page. I think it was Ginny maybe that was asking about the dots. The dots are in. We have the pink, the aqua, the salmon. We have all of those. We're going to stock them. I love the polka dots. I don't know about you guys, but I love polka dots. We also have, what else did we bring over? Wildflowers and the floral mix. There's so many of them. But as you guys love them, and when they sold out super quick, we brought them over. So I'm testing them out because I can do so, but I'm also getting more stuff on our regular page. Yes.
They want to know if you're going to carry the gray floral that you're using in the Fiona.
I'm glad you guys like it, because I was thinking about reordering it, but then remember we were talking and we were like, I don't know if everybody likes the light colored prints as much as they like the natural background. I love that one that's behind me. I'm obsessed with it. So yes, I'm glad. I don't care if it's only one person that wants it. I'm ordering it. And Sue Smith wants that magenta back, and we're going to get that back. I'm going to order some more stuff next week. There will never be enough cork. And there will never be enough space. So,
and your husband is bombing our comments in Spanish. But little does he know, I can convert.
But little does he know he doesn't speak Spanish. Alonzo's probably doing it for him.
Or he's hitting, translate.
Okay. Well, we're going to ignore
it. She's so smart.
We're going to ignore him for now. Because I guarantee
I like
you.
dinner, I'm handsome.
Oh, yeah. Alonzo's helping him.
Yeah.
Okay. Mucho guapo. So anyway.
I think we should introduce Alonzo.
One of these days we're going to have to. So. He's very cute, but he's married. He's adorable, though.
He is.
So he's quite the ladies' man.
Yeah.
So that is probably the only difference that I have found from that company to the other company. It's just that sometimes the backings can vary. It's not a bad thing. It's not like the cheesecloth backing.
No.
The one that did come in, and this came in this week, and I was super excited about it, but now I'm on the fence about it, and I'm very torn. This one came in. It's not on the website. Do not go looking for it. This one came in, and it's like a basket weave.
Yeah.
Isn't that really cool?
Nice looking.
It's very soft. However, this is my small beef I have with this one. The backing, what was that noise? I'm assuming that this is because of the process. The backing is still a fabric, but it's very papery. It has a different feel, and you can't see it on the front, there are these minute, tiny, teeny little holes
Yeah.
because of the process of how they embossed it. I feel that if I interface this, that it would be fine because the quality of the cork is fine. The backing is stiff, and I'm going to assume that it's because of whatever process makes this embossed.
Yeah.
Embossing typically means heat, which means there might have been a reason. And I haven't asked them yet, and I will. They're very easy to communicate with. He'll give me an answer. But I'm not 100% on board. I'm like 85% with this one. So it's not on the website yet because I need to have that answer from the manufacturer to say this is why it's okay.
Is this the same company that the small batch is coming from?
It is the small batch, yes.
batch,
This is the
okay.
small batch cork. But I saw this and I
Nice
was like,
looking.
well, that's cool. I need to get that. So I want to try it out. Hopefully I just need an answer. I need an answer and then I'll feel better and then I can tell you on the listing, this is why it looks like this. Speaking of, this is a question. Majority of you have never asked me, but I get it a lot on Etsy. And it has to do with the edge. I had somebody say to me, actually 2 people, there's something wrong with the edge of the cork. There is nothing wrong with the edge of the cork. This is the selvage. Just like there's selvage on fabric and it feels different, selvage on fabric feels stiffer. This is where you can see these tiny little holes. That is where it is held in place while they do the printing process. And because of that, you get a selvage that can vary. Some of them have a deep one, some of them don't. The colors tend to be less. You can get this area that's not printed, and sometimes this happens. You see this?
It comes apart.
Right there,
Yeah.
but it's only the edge. It's the selvage.
Yeah.
It's not a bad piece. And I am not just, whatting you and telling you, oh, it's fine. It's really fine. It's just the selvage. But just like with fabric, when you get a piece of fabric that's 44 inches, that goes all the way to the end. It includes the selvage. It's no different with cork. So just so that you're aware of that, if you ever get a piece and you're like, oh boy, that is how it usually looks. Not always, but a lot of times. And different ones look different. I find that the pearls have more of that. I don't know why. And some of the prints, where some of the solids, you don't get it as much. There's no rhyme or reason, but there is nothing wrong with it. So that was kind of cork in a nutshell. We've gone over a lot of this stuff, and you guys ask me a lot of questions, like in the group or you message me. So hopefully that answers some of the basic questions. We're going to talk a little bit about converting. So if you think of something else that you want to know or something I didn't touch base on, feel free to ask me. Barb can let me know. And you can also watch that original video, which is linked on YouTube and on Facebook. So let's talk. Actually, I don't even really need a bag yet, but I'll grab a couple here. So let's talk about converting, because I've gotten this question a lot lately. And the reason is cork is getting more popular. A lot of you are trying it for the first time. You're really getting into it and enjoying it. Oops.
You're stuck.
I am. And hopefully I wasn't stuck the whole time and it wasn't making a noise.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay, well, we'll find out later. Sorry. The joys of microphones. So in a lot of my more recent patterns, I go right into cork because I know you want to try it in cork. I know a lot of you love the cork as much as we do. So I will put the figures and the measurements in there. But some of the older patterns, like the Taurus tote bag, for instance, was way before cork was even a thing. It wasn't even in the United States. It was something none of us had ever heard of. So there are some patterns that just haven't been updated. I'm trying to get some of the older ones updated. Excuse me. But it's a time thing. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, it's easy enough for me to answer the question. So I'll get around to updating the pattern as soon as I can. But if I don't, I'll answer it for you guys. So when you're looking at a bag and it doesn't have cork included, it doesn't mean you can't use cork. There's no reason why you can't. Cork is just a fabric. It's just a different style of fabric. You can sub it on anything. You can make this entire bag out of cork if you want to. The outside, not the lining. Please don't put it in the lining. I find that to be an odd question. It would be very difficult on most of your machines. You don't need to do that. But to do it on any part of the outside of the bag is not, there's no reason why you can't. So when you look at something like this, this is the Alice bag. This was made specifically for cork. One of the main reasons is that, you can't open that unless you open the zipper, Jessica. When you look on the back here, there is no interfacing, there's no fabric. There's an inside of the pocket, but this in particular has no backing. Because if you were using fabric frays. Cork doesn't fray. You don't need to put anything on it. So the Alice was designed specifically for cork. Can you go the opposite way and make this out of fabric? Yes. That is more challenging because you're going to need to be careful with all of those edges that you're going to need to make sure are finished. Or you're going to have to use a lot of like fray check, which it would get very complex. But going from fabric to cork is not that hard. This one, I did the bottom. A tag was getting in my way. I did the bottom in cork, and we do a lot of tourist tote bags with cork on the bottom. It's actually a really great one if you're still new to cork or if you're a new bag maker. It's a great bag. And what you're going to do is you're going to open your pattern and you're going to look at your pieces and see what piece do I want to make out of cork. This piece for the bottom, you need two pieces that are, I'm going to try to remember, I usually remember this one, 19.5 wide and 8 inches high. I'm going to go with that.
Sounds familiar.
So I'm going to go with that estimate. When you're doing that, what I do is I very simply sketch on a piece of paper my sizes and I kind of see how that's going to fit. If it's 19.5, I need a 27 inch. That's going to be the next size that fits. And if I have 2 8s, 8 and 8 is 16, so an 18 by 27 will fit those pieces. You always just have to kind of do a little bit of math, and my version of math is to draw it. I like to draw a box, write the numbers, and then start drawing lines and adding it up. I find it easier that way. So what if you want to do the handles out of cork? How do you figure that out? Well, when it comes to handles on cork, remember, we fold them in half. So when you fold fabric, this is folded 4 times. So if I want a 1-inch fabric handle, I need 4 inches of fabric. I start with 4, I fold it, and I fold it. That's to hide those raw edges, because remember, fabric frays. But on cork, you can fold it 4 times, and some of your machines, again, would be totally fine with that. But, yes, that's it. Sorry, FedEx is picking up a box. But you really don't have to. It's perfectly strong just to do 2 layers, and it's going to be easier on your domestic machines to just fold it twice. So if I want a 1-inch handle, I only need 2 inches. So just remember that that's how you're going to convert, and the width is going to be half. On this, these handles are the full width of fabric, which is 44 inches. So if I need 2 of them, they're 44, so I'm going to have to get a 54-inch long piece of cork, because that's going to be my closest measurement, or I'm going to have to piece it, and I need 2 pieces that are 2 inches, so that's 4 inches. I need 4 by 44, so a 9 by 54 is going to be the closest to do those long handles. I hope that makes sense, but it's the converting part. The hardest part is that you're not going yardage to yardage. If I need a half yard of fabric, I don't need a half yard of cork, because it depends on where it's being used. And I used to have people that would ask me that a lot at shows, or they would bring a pattern that wasn't mine and it would say, I need 1/3 of a yard, so how much cork do I get? And I'm like, that's a good question. Fabric is totally different in how we can cut it because of the yardage. So you just have to know what your pieces are. And honestly, a lot of times I just sketch them out. Here's another place that you're gonna kind of want to be a little bit creative. So this is my Emily mini messenger bag. This one was originally written in fabric. Well, I got a lot of requests to do this all in cork. Well, the handle's easy. That's easy. This back piece I can just cut out. That's easy. And I have my front piece here too. But I want to do the flap. And the flap is a little bit bigger than a 9 by 12 piece of cork. So I could get a bigger piece and waste some of it. That's an option. Or what I did is I pieced it right here. So there's a little strip of the green and then the rest of the flap is in the print, so that I don't have to be wasteful. I can be really economical with my cork. But here's another place to make some, to save a little bit of money. I can easily do the back of this in another piece of cork, but instead I did it in fabric. And then for this pocket right here, I don't need to do that in cork. It's underneath, no one's gonna see it, so I can save a little bit of cork. So I made these measurements work with an 18 by 27 and a 9 by 12. Green is the bigger piece and the print is the 9 by 12. So sometimes you just have to kind of be creative in playing with your sizes and your scraps. You can always piece it together. You can always piece your handles together. We had an Alice class last week or the week before, and one of the ladies had asked me, because she has a handbag that had a crossbody strap on it, and it was 56 inches. And she said, I know that this fits me and it's what I want and it's perfect. Can I make 3 pieces for my handle instead of 2? And I said, sure, you can do anything that you want. You want to piece it to, so it's 5 yards long. It doesn't matter. You can always seam it. You can always make it longer, and then you can always put things together. It doesn't have to be one solid piece. So a lot of it is just really creativity, opening that pattern and reading the pieces and saying, okay, the flap needs a front and a back. If I don't have enough, I could always do the back in fabric, but if I have enough, I could also do it in cork. You can do either way. Leslie had emailed me the other day. She was making the Everly. I think you can still see it over there. All out of cork. And her machine was giving her a little bit of a problem when she was doing her final top stitching, because it always has to be at the end when you're so close to being done, because of the thickness. She had a double layer of cork on her flap. She had the cork all the way around the outside of the bag, and she had the cork on the pieces that hold on your strap. And her machine was giving her a hard time about it, because even though cork is easy to sew with and it's not as thick as leather, it is still thicker than fabric. So in order to get through some of those heavy layers, here's what I do. If my machine is just having a day, I try a walking foot, because a walking foot, remember, is going to move everything at an even pace, and a lot of times that helps. If I'm using my regular foot and I'm determined to stay there and use that foot, I change my needle. Even if the needle's new, like I said before, remember, it can get bent forward or backward and you can't see it. I'll change my needle. I'll try a 90 or even 100 if I feel like I really need that. I will make sure I'm threaded, check my bobbin, do all that. I increase my stitch length. I personally prefer it longer anyway for top stitching, but longer stitches means less stitches to get through that layer. So you're not trying to do, you can, get through those. And if you have an automatic, or something in my mouth. There's always something wrong with me. If you have an automatic lift on your foot, like my Janome 15,000 does, turn it off. Turn it off and let it stay put. There's 2 reasons. If it's staying here in between stitches, even when you're needle down, it's keeping pressure on it. And if you are like me and you're jiggling things around while you're sewing and the foot lifts up, even though the needle's down, you can very easily scoot your fabric, and then you get that, seriously, that one random stitch that goes up and over. Always put that down. So if you, like some of you have a knee lift, I used to have a knee lift so I could adjust it that way, but this one has that automatic pivot. I just click that button, let the pressure stay down, let the foot stay down, and it seems to get through it a little bit better. And sometimes you just have to walk away, because sometimes your machine's just having a bad day. Give it a rest, walk away, And you can always get a heavy duty machine, but you don't have to buy one for cork. Yes, Marlene?
Well, would it be helpful to use a leather needle? You know how you could buy the leather and the denim? Mm-hmm. Would that make a difference, you think?
Absolutely. Typically, this is like majority of my sewing, I don't use a leather or a denim needle. I will usually use between an 80 and a 90, because bags are thick regardless of what they're made out of. I rarely ever jump up to 100. You can get 100 top stitch leather or a jeans needle. I rarely ever go that big, because that's a big hole. But if you need it just for that one part to get through the top stitching with all that thickness, absolutely. They're stronger, they're bigger, that's what they're made for. And when it comes to needles, because I know somebody's going to ask or want to know, I don't use a lot of universal needles. I know that a lot of people use universal because it's universal. You can use it for anything. I tend to use a Microtex or a top stitch because they're sharper, and I find that it goes through better. That's a personal preference. Your machine might have other things to say about it. But
learn something new every day.
I never knew about a Microtex.
Yes, Microtex is super, super sharp. It has a really sharp point. And a top stitch needle typically has more of the groove in the front to run your thread through, and it's also sharper. And so I personally like those. I have universal, and I'll do that for regular sewing and quilting and stuff. But if I'm making a bag, and especially if I'm top stitching, which we were going back and forth the whole time, I usually have a top stitch or a Microtex.
I have a
That's my
question.
preferred. Yes.
Well, I think we need to ask a question. Maybe you know what this is.
Sure.
Susan says use a hump jumper.
Yes. You don't know what a hump jumper is? I actually do. So It's a funny word. Listen, it's just like clappers. Like, can we come up with some new names? But yes, a hump jumper. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's funny as it is. When you're sewing, so let's say that I have this in my machine, just for example, and I need to sew this.
Yeah.
Well, what's behind it? Nothing.
Yeah.
And what's in front of it? Nothing. So my machine's going to struggle to get up
Exactly.
over. So a hump jumper, it's such a goofy name. It's usually a plastic piece that goes underneath your foot that keeps your it keeps your presser foot up higher so that you're not
jumping
trying
down.
to jump. You're getting into it, and a lot of people use it for I don't do this. Mending. Like jeans, like if you're fixing, it's something that people do to be nice to other people, and I don't do that.
No,
but if you know your jeans, how thick that little bit is, and it's like, oh, I can't get over that. I've tried. It's a nightmare. But you can use the hump jumper for any of those things, and that's another thing that actually, not even related to sewing, cutting. If you're like me, and you cut lots and lots of layers at one time, there's always going to be that one spot where you're coming off the ruler or the ruler is kind of tipping to one side. Put something underneath it, and it will make your ruler a little bit more even so that when you're cutting through all those layers because you think you're Wonder Woman and you're like, it will actually work a little bit better. But yes, hump jumpers are wonderful. I don't personally use one, but I have one that came with my machine. So it is a good thing to try out if you're having issues jumping the hump. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. It's just a funny word. Use your hump jumper and your clapper and you'll be all good.
I have a question.
Yes.
About the Alice.
Yes.
Cindy wanted to know, she saw several people make the Alice. They put the zipper upside down. What's a good tip to not make that mistake?
Okay, Cindy, it's not upside down. It is a choice. Okay? It's not upside down. We are not shaming. No, I'm just kidding. So here's the thing. And actually, I said this to Lisa and Bonnie yesterday when I was at Log Cabin. I said, because they're both in the group. And I said, did you see the question? Somebody posted their bag and their zipper pull was down here.
Yeah.
And did you see how she mentioned, I put the zipper in upside down? And how many,
to her sister.
but how many people jumped in and were like, I like it better that way.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are awesome, because you come in and you're like, no. You're not going to feel bad about it. I'm going to tell you that I like it better that way, because you guys are so supportive. So to my brain, this is correct because it's up on the top.
And that's the way you wrote
But
it.
it doesn't matter if it's down here. And actually, I'm thinking that if I'm wearing this on my hip, it might kind of be easier to unzip, reach in, and rather than try to pull it down. So it's not wrong. But here's how you avoid that. When you are sewing this bag and you sew your 3 pieces together, because these are pieces 4 and 5. When you're sewing these 3 together, you're going to piece this section first, and then you cut it to put your zipper in. If this is the top, and this color goes on the top of the bag, then that's where you want your zipper pull. So you want to just place your zipper closed. I don't sew my zippers open majority of the time. You place it closed with the zipper pull up here so that when you unzip, it goes towards the bottom. Or you do it the opposite way and your zipper functions this way, which, if I'm being honest, I think is probably a better way to do it. I really do. Like, you think about it when you're traveling and you're like in a train station or something and you got to pull like your phone out.
Yeah.
It is. It's 6 to 1, half dozen of another. I think either way is right. There's no wrong.
Can I see that?
Yeah, Marlene's going to try it out and tell me what she thinks.
Now I got another question.
Yeah, I like
She's
questions.
doing it. Do you remember what bag you have displayed with your birthday bash advertisement?
Yeah, it's this one.
They want to know what that fabric is and what cork.
Oh,
Okay. I forgot which one.
it's just a grade version of this. So that's the Allison glass, which we still have one bolt. Oh no, we have 2 bolts and probably more over there. We still have this. This is the color. Is it color theory?
Art theory.
Art theory. And this is the black polka dots on natural. And I was going to put a kit together for this, and I just didn't get around to it. But if you guys want, I'm sorry, I will do a kit for you. I'm not sorry that I didn't do a kit. I'm sorry because I thought I was going to burp into my microphone, and that's just gross. But if you want a kit, I would be happy to put one together. Otherwise, you order these on the website, and I used a black and silver zipper because I could have used the natural, but I wanted to use the black. So That's the picture that's on there. I just graded out so that you could read the words.
Next question.
Next, I like all these questions.
What thread is your favorite for cork?
Aurifil. Aurifil for everything. We have shifted over, probably the past few months into the 40 weight instead of the 50. 50 is the orange spool, which I've used forever. I think you guys have probably used it for a while.
All the time.
It's great for piecing, but since bags are a little bit thicker and 40 is a little bit heavier and looks nicer as top stitching, I like the 40 weight for piecing my bag and top stitching, and only for top stitching, not piecing. I like a 28 weight. We do carry both of those sizes. Aurifil is cotton. And here's another long-standing debate amongst bag designers and bag makers, because I am in a couple of other non-So Many Creations bag groups. And there are people that constantly are like, you should never use cotton. You should only use polyester thread because it's heavier and because it's stronger. They're not wrong. It is stronger, but I have not had any issues. My bags have not fallen apart because of my cotton thread. So I will agree to disagree. I think there's nothing wrong with polyester thread. I like polyester thread when it's not super shiny. I wish Aurifil made a polyester thread. I would totally buy that. But I don't feel like I have to have it. I think it's fine if you do. And a lot of it, and I've said this before, and people will argue with me, everybody's machine is different. No matter what your dealer tells you, some machines like some threads better. I know it applies to your long arms. It applies to all the machines that I have. And there are certain ones that just, my machine's not happy. So I'm not going to force it to use something that doesn't work. I like Aurifil cotton. That computer is being a real pain today.
Yeah, it just knocked it off again. But it's fine there.
I don't know why it's being a pain in the butt.
And regular thread. You can use regular thread to make it. Somebody just said I can use regular thread, right? Yeah.
When you get into bag making and you're making like leather bags and you're making super heavy, like, those kinds of fabrics, you should definitely consider going into a different line of threads. But when you're using quilt weight cotton, lightweight canvas, and cork like we use, I have had no issues with using Aurifil cotton thread. And for many years, up until recently, I use 50 weight. And their 50 weight is
50 weight.
actually, and I do sometimes if I need the right color, because sometimes at home I don't have a lot of the 40 on hand. I try not to use all the inventory. But the 50 weight, the only reason I shifted was because it still works fine in my machine, so why not bump up to a 40 weight, get a little bit heavier. But the 50 is actually a very thin 50. It's very strong, but it's great when you're piecing quilts. It really melts right into the fabric and makes your seams really nice. So 50 or 40 is absolutely fine.
Somebody wants to know about Barb's Fiona. What's it called? Is it blue? Is that what you called it?
That one,
You want me to get it?
it's the Rosa Blue.
Rosa Blue.
Yes, because there's the Rosa Black and the Rosa Blue.
It's that one right there, isn't it?
It is,
Well, no,
yes.
she knows what it is. She just wants to know if there's a kit for it.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yep, it has Lagoon cork in it, and it has the Rosa Blue. That one is there. The only kits that we don't have, that one sold out, the all cork one with the gray flowers, and the mandalas, because we sold out of that cork because you guys love it. So that one is currently out of stock. Other than that, all the rest of the Fionas are there. And somebody, I think it was Allison, asked me, I'm pretty sure it was Allison. She's part of our group, but I think she asked me on YouTube if I would do a neutral Fiona bag. Absolutely. That just means I get to sew more. But I just want to know what you want, like neutral black, neutral brown, neutral prints. Let me know. If you want me to make something, I will absolutely make it.
They do want kits for that.
You want me to do? I will do a kit today. I just have to ignore my husband for a little bit.
The gray floral you are getting back in.
I'm going to get it back in. Yes,
okay,
I'm going to
so
get
that's
that.
our answer, Diane.
Yes. I write myself notes because I forget things.
Nancy Casa says she's had polythread tear material. She doesn't use it to quilt.
I'm not totally surprised because polyester thread is very, very strong. And here's something that I learned a long time ago when I first started quilting. I was always taught that if the fabric is cotton, the thread should be cotton. And that made sense to me because you're using the same fibers. If I'm making a quilt and I'm using polyester thread, the cotton's going to wear out way quicker than the polyester thread, or the polyester thread might cut through it. I don't know what the level of truth is behind that, but it was in my head and I've always thought that. So in making bags using cotton fabrics, I've never used polyester. I don't even use polyester when I embroider because I don't like polyester thread as much as I like cotton. So that's just one of those things. And I've just never found that I needed to. But you will find people that will argue with you and tell you that you are so wrong in using cotton. And it's fine to just not listen to them. It's fine. Or if you think that I'm wrong, that's also fine. You know, what are you going to do about it?
Use whatever you like.
You use what you like, but if you're asking my opinion,
works.
I like Aurifil cotton. And I will never use anything but Aurifil. I say that now and something magical will happen. But I like the fact that there's no lint. I like how much you get on a spool. It's unbelievable. It takes me years to run out of thread if you get one of those big spools, and I love their colors. Their colors don't seem like they have this huge variety until all of a sudden the weirdest color matches your cork and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense, but it does. I was using a burgundy thread on purple because it looked so good and you couldn't even see that it was there. So that's
And it's funny because Aurifil thread on my long arm,
Doesn't like it.
it's not the easiest to deal with.
And way back when I had one of the frames, not a long arm, but one of the carriages, like the grease frame, that machine loved monofilament thread. Loved it. Couldn't get enough of it.
That's funny.
All of my
Especially in
regular
older ones.
domestic machines hated it. Hated that stuff with a passion. But if I was quilting something on that frame, it wouldn't break. It held
funny.
up. The needle was fine. But if I put that on any of my domestics, the machine was like, no, I'm not. I don't want that. Get it off. I don't like it. So I don't
use
know.
it on my long arm. I don't know that I've ever used it on my domestic.
Well, and also keep in mind, when I talk about monofilament, I don't mean the good stuff. I don't mean the stuff that you would buy. I mean the stuff that's like fishing line that you buy in Joann's. I was like, it's clear. Let's use this.
Yeah.
That was a nightmare. That stuff would hurt your fingers if you like pulled on it. But my machine loved it. My machine was happy. So, yes. So I think that was everything I wanted to tell you about cork. Oh, I did answer this question, but I also will just tell you again. This one. This reminded me. I looked down at my pile of bags. Somebody, and I'm so sorry. I don't remember if it was a message, an email, or a post. I cannot remember because I'm brain damaged. But somebody had asked me if you're piecing something together, like fabric to cork, like, Lola, come here. Sorry. I don't want to spill out here. So if you're piecing fabric to cork or cork to cork, and you want to use, she'd asked about a foam or batting. Do you piece it first and then do you put that on there? And my answer was this. First, I don't use a lot of foam. I'm not a big fan of foam. It's a personal choice. I also don't like quilted bags. It's a personal choice. It's nothing against anybody, but I just don't like them. Foam is awesome in its structure, but can be a little cumbersome if you're newer to bag making in your machine, but I do like the outcome. But if I'm doing something where I'm using fusible fleece, that's kind of my version of foam. I feel comfortable with that and my machine is not unhappy and it's not too thick. On a bag like this is the Kaylee, I piece this together first and then I interface it and then I put the fleece on. And on a bag like Lola, this has cork on the bottom. This doesn't have interfacing on it. This does. So I interface the fabric first because the entire piece is not getting interfacing. My general theory, again, it depends on the bag, but majority of the time, if the entire outside is getting that same treatment, it's getting interfaced or it's getting fleece, I piece my fabric and cork first and then put those pieces on top. If only part of it is getting it, then I interface just that piece and then I sew it together. The reason is eliminating bulk in the seams. If I had taken these three pieces and interfaced them and put fleece on them and then sewed them together, it wouldn't look nice, it wouldn't lay very flat, it would be hard to press, and my machine would have a fit. That would be a lot of layers in one seam. So I try to eliminate bulk wherever I can. And don't forget that you can also do that whenever you need to. You can always cut things back and trim them back out of corners and out of seam allowances to make them easier. Remember I told you last week with the Fiona where I just put the full pocket behind and I was like, this is not working. I cut it back. You can always trim a little bit, even if the pattern doesn't tell you you can. You can. I'm telling you can. So I think that was all the questions that I had in my brain.
And I got to thank you for our beautiful Fiona bags because I'm using mine and my big fat wallet fits in it.
Thank you. Barb and Marlene and my mom are all carrying Fiona samples because I'm learning to let go. Very slowly.
We don't have to
that's
beg
in the
anymore.
future.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Look at that.
trying. I'm trying hard. And Eric sold one of my samples yesterday to one
Oh
of
my
his
God.
reps. But I didn't yell at him.
That's unheard of.
What did he sell?
He sold the Harper that was black and rust.
Yeah. Okay.
And he goes, come here. And he's calling me. And I'm like, just come here. And so I thought he had something like private. Tell me, like, we're in the office. He goes,
Yeah.
no, come here. Like, okay. And he goes, he's standing out front of the window. And I didn't notice it because I'm oblivious. And I'm standing there and he goes, how much do you love me? And I was like, you want money? Because I don't have any. I was like, what do you want? He goes, I sold one of your samples. I said, okay, which one? He said, that one all in cork. And then as soon as he pointed, I said, oh, I knew which one. I said, well, how much did you get for it? Because that's the more important thing.
Do you have yours?
And
with you?
No, 'cause I
he
didn't
got a
scratch
good
guard it
price.
yet.
So we're good.
Go grab mine. Somebody wants to see it full.
Oh, yes, let's see it full. So
You mean they're not Scotch carded?
I did not. That's her job.
Oh, you didn't put it on mine either. Mine's going to get dirty
I
fast.
looked in 2 stores. I couldn't even find stuff.
I have a bottle of it at home.
Well, bring it. Bring it Monday.
I'll bring it on Monday. So,
Hang on, Carol. She's going to get my Fiona that's stuffed.
and I'm not mad at my husband for selling a sample. I'm letting go. And then
I know,
he says
good
to
for
me,
you.
after I even said it was okay, well, it wasn't brand new anyway,
How much did he sell it for?
$200.
Wow.
I'm not mad about it. So,
Here.
it's all right.
There you go.
Here's Barb's purse. Oh my God, what is in here?
That's what I said. Oh my
It's
God.
a wallet.
It's full. Holy moly. Should we see if there's any
basically a
money in
wallet.
here?
Put it up and see
It's
what's in there.
basically a wallet.
She's got that
in
big
there.
old chunky wallet.
Look at all that
It's all
stuff.
gonna come tumbling out.
Yeah. There's not much in
You
there.
got drugs in here?
There's keys, a wallet.
There's
some
not
glass
that much
cleaner.
stuff in here. She
Look
is
at
so
that wallet.
full of
It's huge. Look at it. That's her wallet. She can't even zip it. It matches perfectly.
I mean, hello, that is pretty awesome. So if you want me to rifle through your purse, send them my way. I'm happy to do so.
See, so you can hold a lot of
You
stuff
can.
in this purse.
Dang, that thing's heavy. So,
You can't even close this thing.
Yes, I can.
Do your job over there.
are we good? Should we
goodness.
end this nonsense? Oh,
Yes, Shelley, it does hold a lot.
before we go, just a reminder, I will not. They will be here. I will not be here next Friday. I told you guys that. I'm going to my sister's graduation. My little
already?
sister is a college graduate. Who knew?
Friday's gonna
We're
be
so
fun.
proud of her. My sister Emily is graduating next weekend from the University of Dayton in Ohio with her, I don't know, what do you get? A bachelor's, master's? I don't know. Bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Of something brainy. Something to do with science and
Yeah.
stuff that I don't understand. So
Isn't
my
she like high honors or something?
oh, she is way up there. My
Yeah.
sister is extremely intelligent. We were very surprised by that. I'm kidding. She's not watching. It's okay. No, my sister is super smart in very, very different ways than I can even understand. She says words that I don't get. She is going on to get her master's and then to get her PhD. So she will be in Dayton for yet another year, which is just stupid. It's way too far from here. But at least she's in the same country. I guess I should be happy. She's not on the other coast.
Yeah.
And then she will go on for her PhD, and we don't know where because she has not found that yet, but she's going to get her master's degree. And we are going out. So I will be in a car at 5 a.m. on Friday. I will not be doing a video from the car because there's really nothing I can show you, and who knows if the reception would even work.
Does that mean we're doing it?
And so you guys are doing it. So
Oh my
Barb-
gosh.
No, but I
think we're going to skip next week.
we're going to skip next Friday.
Handicap week.
But I have, and Barb's having surgery next week anyway. But
I'll be here Friday.
No, she's okay.
No,
It's just
I mean,
carpal tunnel.
carpal
I mean,
tunnel.
just carpal. She's
carpal
okay.
Just carpal tunnel.
But I have something that I thought would be kind of fun to throw in next week, but I don't know when because it all depends on when it gets here. I ordered more cork from another company.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
Listen, I have a problem. My name is Jessica, and I have an addiction problem to
Yes,
cork.
she does.
But hey, it might be another source for us. We might find some really cool stuff. So I don't know much about this company. They follow me on Instagram, so now I follow them. And I don't even know how it happened, but it just happened to show up on my page one day. And so I was like, okay. And so I ordered a bunch of cork to try it out and to see. I got some colors and some different things. When it gets here, and I think they said Monday or Tuesday of next week, I will do a quick little live unboxing. So
When are
don't.
you coming back?
I am coming back. I leave Friday and I come back the following Tuesday. So
you may not be here.
well, I will. This coming Monday, I'll be here.
Oh, okay.
Today's Friday.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be gone next Friday.
So it's coming next,
Monday.
coming
So,
next Monday.
anyway,
I
we're
was
gonna.
hoping it would come when you're
Well,
not
it's
here so
Mother's
we
Day-
could do it.
Mother's Day
It is
weekend.
Mother's Day weekend, which is very odd for graduations, but mine was too. So I don't know why. But yeah, I
I
don't know.
want you and I to come on next week.
So.
Does we'll discuss it.
Well, we'll discuss it. You may see them on Friday. You will not see me on Friday, and there will probably not be a video unless these two decide to do something, which they probably won't.
Yeah, we'll
But
be singing my ding-a-ling.
when-
I was a little bitty boy.
when that cork package comes in,
Did you get the
I will
package?
do a little live unboxing for you guys and show you, and we'll see. We'll unbox it together and see if I found a dud or I found a good thing. We'll find out. And
Oh,
yeah,
wait a second.
yes.
We got to do a shout out to Katie. She's walking in graduation on the 7th.
Katie, yay! Congratulations! That's awesome. If you have shout outs, let me know because we can add that onto our Fridays. That's
There you
awesome.
go.
Congrats, Katie. So yeah, I can't believe my sister's graduating. My little sister's gonna
know.
be 22 next month too. It's weird.
It's hard to believe she's that old.
It's very hard to, because she's not that tall, so she doesn't really, it doesn't translate to her age. But yeah, we look nothing alike, by the way.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
Not even close.
So I will not be here, but I will check in with you guys, and I will unbox live for you some cork. I'll probably be alone unless it comes in on Monday, and they're here. But otherwise, it might be on Tuesday, and we'll see. We'll see if it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the new cork that I found. And otherwise, I'm gonna get a kit, and I'm gonna get the other cork cut, and that's all. I'm done talking. It's
Okay.
over. I will see
do
you
believe
guys
we're done
in
here.
2 weeks. So I don't know what that date is. Whatever.
I don't either.
All right. I'm looking at Marlene like she
I don't
knows.
know.
Like I would
In
know.
2
I don't
weeks. In 2 weeks.
Hang on.
Oh, jeez.
Hang on.
We don't know.
Calendar.
Hang on. 2
Barbecue.
weeks.
Hurry, my stomach's growling. I'm hungry.
14th.
The 14th. I will see you guys on Friday,
God,
the
that seems
14th.
so far away.
It does. But it'll be okay. You
Yeah.
guys will be good. I'm going to be working on some stuff in the meantime. So have a good weekend. Be nice to people on the internet. We love you, okay?
We love you guys.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Have a good one.